And Coach Battles is the head football coach and athletic director over at B.B. Calmer. And the Coach's Corner with Coach Battles. Coach, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us today. And of course, it's been a long season, but the fruits of your labor came to pass in the win over Fayetteville on Friday night, and that was a great win for the Tigers.
Well, I know that there are a lot of teams all over the state that played bigger ball games, go undefeated, win the region, all this stuff. There wasn't a happier group. I can tell you, our seniors, our football team, they've worked hard all year long, and we've struggled, and they were able to get out there and play a ball game and win a ball game and deserve to win, and they enjoyed it. Now,
Talk about how you won the game.
Well, our typical ball game, we go out in the first half. In the last 5 ball games, we've either been ahead at halftime or come out and go ahead in the third quarter, and then we give up the easy points. And we were ahead at halftime. I think we were up 14-0, and then we came out and they scored immediately, and it was 14-6. Then we were able to get a touchdown, and then they scored, and then came back and made it. It was 22-20 with. We drove the ball down right before half in a big series, and we didn't get it in. And right at the end of the ball game, we drove the ball down to about the 4-yard line. We didn't get it in, but there was only, maybe 30 seconds left in the game. They completed the long pass, and then we were able to sack the quarterback and end the ball game.
B.B. Calmer beating Fayetteville 22-20. Who played well?
A lot of our, this is the first time we've had receivers open all year long, and we hadn't had time to get the ball to them. We were able to set our feet back there. Houston Ford threw the ball well. He hit several of our receivers downfield, and it's a big difference when you can turn around and see your receivers and that right there. I think the offensive line. It was a good, complete ball game. I mean, it's just one of those things we ran the ball well. Jacoby Kelly ran the ball tough up inside. Houston was able to get out there on the edge on some counter plays and make some long runs. We were able to block at the point of attack. On pass blocking, and defensively, we were able to send our people, get up there and get a good pass rush. And it was just I would say we were pretty evenly matched football teams, and we just were able to pull out the win.
Now, Ford, who had missed the previous game, back at quarterback, and certainly that had to make a difference.
Well, it does. He's a good athlete. He's got all the tools. He can run, he can throw, and we asked him to play both ways. He can play at safety position and all. And again, like I said, when he has time to throw, we can get the ball off. We hadn't had time all year long, and Friday night we did have time, and he hit the open receivers downfield. And I think, all of our seniors, it's one of those things, that they get to end the year. I know it's been a long one. I know it's been a tough one, but they get to end the year. The last ball game that they played, they got to play a winner. So
when you have a two-pointed attack mixed with the run and the pass, that makes it a whole lot better than just trying to run the football.
Well, it makes it easier. You get less men in the box. When they have to send 3 defenders back or 4 defenders back, then you get 7 in the box. Well, we've been getting 9 men, sometimes 10 men. Sometimes we don't have any safeties deep. They're up there in our face when they see we can't throw, and they're up. And so there's not really a lot we can do. And we were able to get them back in a hurry, and they were, once we were able to complete a few passes, then things loosened up. Then you can run and get that second level, and we can get our people out in the open field, then they can run.
Well, defensively, they must have played pretty well, too.
We played well, and I think that on defense, we were able to get up back. They moved the ball some in the first half, but in the second half, now they came after us pretty good, but defensively, we were able to rush the passer. We were able to get back there. We were able to stop the runs on the corners and made them go up inside, and that helped us.
You mentioned early on that the last 5 football games you've either been ahead at halftime or in the third quarter you might give up a big play or something. So B.B. Calmer has been competitive in a number of these games.
Well, we got, the first part of our season, and all 10 ball games were tough for us. Make no mistake about it. I'm not saying first 5 ball games, the teams we played probably all are going to be, in first round, second round, maybe even third round in the playoffs. the ball games at the end of the year when our kids our ninth graders, as they were getting older, we were putting 14-year-olds out there to play against 18-year-olds, and it makes a difference. But as they all got that on-the-job training, they got better. We played a lot every ninth grader, all our ninth graders played Friday night. And so they've got a lot of experience, and they mixed in there well and know a lot of football. So we're it's just it's been one of those seasons, and every one of them they've done the best they could do. Sometimes, like I said, our best just wasn't good enough. Our 14-year-olds was not as good as other people's 18s.
How can this win? How can this season help the guys that are going to be coming back? And you've got a very young group.
When you win a ball game, everything's better. Food tastes better. You don't kick your dog as often, that kind of stuff right there. Our kids, you can tell they got a little bit steps a little bit better, that kind of stuff. You go in the weight room looks a little nicer. Everything just gets better. The coaches aren't as mean, that kind of stuff right there. And so it'll help, when you go in, when you lose that last one, then you've got a long time before you get to prove yourself again. We knew we weren't going to the playoffs, and we knew that this right here was going to be the final hoorah for all of our seniors, and our seniors went out and did a good job playing their last ball game. All of our seniors contributed Friday night. Houston, Zach, Jacob Polk, AJ, James Carter, all of them got out there and did their job and were able to help us win the ball game.
And I think I'm correct on this, the last game B.B. Comer won prior to this game was against Fayetteville.
That is correct. We beat Fayetteville last year, and then it's been 13 ball games since we won another one.
How did this team react after the final?
I told you, I'm sure that there were a lot of teams in the state of Alabama that won important ball games, that won the region championship or went undefeated or qualified for the state. Now, I guarantee you there weren't any teams in the state of Alabama any happier than our sideline, because everybody on that sideline that wore a helmet had a hand in it. They didn't get to watch it. They played in it.
How does this, even though it's been a disappointing season in a sense with the W's and L's, how does this make you feel? How do you feel about how this team has progressed with the youth of the program, limited number of players? Your coaches have had to done a fantastic job working with these guys.
I think our coaches got them prepared. I think, like I said, it's hard to call plays and that kind of stuff. Coach Daniel's over there, because we don't know really what configuration we're going to have. Our roster changed from week to week. Mm-hmm. People injured, people couldn't, those kind of things, and we had to move people around. There'd be a tailback one week and a defensive lineman the next week. So we've adapted. Our players adapted. They all played a lot of different positions and played them as good as they could. Just like Friday night, our starting nose man for the second half of the ball game was scheduled to be a tight end and an outside linebacker when we walked on the field Friday night, but he got shoved in at nose and did a good job for us. And that's the way our kids have been all, we have an offense and a defense that lets them, that we have to put in so that we can use those, so that we can interchange parts. And they've all done a good job. And I think the kids that played, that made it to the end, because a lot of kids, people wouldn't make it this far. This has been a long season. I mean, we didn't just get beat. Sometimes we got slaughtered out there on Friday night. I mean, this wasn't, and they kept hanging in there and coming back and playing, and that's all you can ask of, and they got better at blocking, tackling, and execution. And when you do, then we were close to winning several ball games and just gave out. We just ran out of steam. Our kids were playing both ways, and every special team, and they run out of steam, and there's nothing you can do about it. When their fatigue sets in, it just sets in.
How can B.B. Comer get the numbers up for players? And I know you say the ones that are out there, they would be the ones playing, but certainly you would encourage more and more players to take a look, students to take a look at this football program at B.B. Comer.
Well, I think it'll happen anyway. We're going to have, but you've got to make it conducive. Kids now are not going to do, you've got to make it conducive for them to play more than one sport. You have to make it conducive for them to be at, do all the things that's required in football in the off season. That's when the most important part is. And if you don't, then they're not going to play. Then they become a one-sport athlete or whatever. And so what we've got to do is make our whole program where the kids can play football, basketball, and baseball without any interference from the other one. And I think our coaches were working to do that and all. And then once we get the right setup in the school, then that's the most important thing. If you have it, then all the kids, everything flourishes. I don't want football to be I want us to win in all sports. And and our coaches want to win. And so what we have to do is make it conducive for the coaches don't win ball games. Athletes win ball games. We put them in position, we get them out there and practice them. Athletes win ball games. Athletes won, our kids got out there and won the football game Friday night. Coaching staff didn't do it. We got them prepared. But on Friday night, it's official cut bait. You get out there and go to work.
22-20, B.B. Comer closes their season with a win over the Fayetteville Wolves on Friday night. And this will conclude our Coach's Corner season with Coach Mike Battles. And Coach, it's been a pleasure, and hope for you the best and B.B. Comer the very best. And thank you for coming by every Thursday morning, and continued success.
Hey, look, we appreciate the support and everything, and we things are going to get better. You can just go and write that down.
All right. Coach Mike Battles, the head football coach and athletic director at B.B. Comer. More Daybreak after this.